Hi, everybody. Welcome, Coach Playbook with Paul LaPolice, your home for elite CFL breakdown and analysis. Today, Edmonton ELKS quarterback Tre Ford will get his first start this weekend against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He went in at the end of the game last week. He just did, once again, some spectacular things with his feet to create opportunities to get the ball downfield. He also made some nice throws. So I broke down about 7 or 8 of these clips. Let's take a look at Tre Ford. Time to open the playbook on Tre Ford. Early in the game for Tre here, recognizes the middle of field voided and takes a nice shot right to the middle of the field. Let's take a look at what happens. He recognizes here that he's getting man coverage. Man there, man across the board. And he sees the linebacker ends up blitzing, and the second linebacker, he's doing what's called B&Eing. He's blitzing too, but he's really covering the back. Well, what does that mean? It means the entire middle of the field is voided. So what routes do they have called into it? It's very nice. They have a really short post here and a 5-yard in. And you see immediately Tre just flips his hips and gets him in position to throw. And he throws a strike, nice easy pass for a big first down. So that's a really nice move right there. Let's see it from the end zone, getting people lined up. All right, you'll see 42 and 15, both coming inside. Easy throw and catch. So nice first play. Good read by Tre on this one. It's an incomplete pass, but he recognized what's happening with the safety on the rotational read, what I would call a rotation read. They're basically stretching the defense horizontally downfield. Let's break it down. A lot of teams, this is a staple for teams in the Canadian Football League. So you're going to get 2 out routes over here. They're trying to keep, if it's man coverage, the low players low, or the players on the boundary to the low side. You're going to have a player here that breaks on a diagonal. It's basically a seam, but he just breaks across the field to run his seam. He wants to be up the seam between the hash and numbers into the boundary. This one wants to be in the seam and the hash and the numbers to the field. The widest splits the numbers in the sideline, and he sits it down at about 6 yards. I have trouble getting this guy off. There we go. Right? That's the picture. What you're doing is you're trying to eyeball what the free safety does. If he goes in that direction, you're throwing to this player, and the back's going to be in the flat. So that's the read. If that safety goes there, you take this seam to out here, down to the back. If the safety comes this way, now you take this diagonal across the field. Okay, a lot of teams run this. Now, what happens is right here, the safety does commit. The safety jumps this route here. This halfback's in a high position. Gavin Cobb breaks and then goes inside. So you get an opportunity to throw that ball in the space because they have stretched the free safety. They've moved him horizontally. Right? They're trying to stretch the field deep and horizontal. Nice throw, and I've got a second angle for you here. This is a better angle to watch. So Tre's got to keep his eyes on the free. Once the free goes in that direction, now you should have a space to throw right there. Gavin Cobb spreads them. Just got to finish and make this catch. But good read. This is bang on from a read standpoint, moving the safety with your eyes and hitting the seam to field number 2. Nice check down here. Sees coverage, doesn't like the picture, checks it down to the back, 12-yard gain. So his eyes start, here. Here's some things he'd want to think about. You got 2 receivers over here. And before the ball snapped, you can count 1, 2, 3, almost 4 players here. So whenever you align in what's called a 2-3 set, which is 2 receivers here and 3 over here, the first things you're looking at is, hey, what did their strong side linebacker do? Did he stay to the field to outnumber your 2 receivers? If he does, then you got great opportunities to throw the ball into the boundary because you should have numbers. And I'll pause it right here. That's what happens. You've got two people going into the deep area of the field. You have an inside hook player, and you have one low player, zone player. So that throw is wide open. He can take that shot immediately, and it's an easy first down. With the lift, he could have taken this one. But either way, he kept his eyes over here. What I liked about this is he flips his hips quickly, and he throws a check down. And that, instead of running, he throws a check down, 12-yard gain. So, good execution. This is what makes Tre so difficult to handle. There's a double move up to the top. It just doesn't time up in time. So what's he do? He just pulls it down and gets running. So when things break down and you have mobility at the quarterback position, it's a great thing. Here you go. You got two verticals here. You've got a dig, but you have a player up here who's going to run a stutter and then go. He's going to run like a curl and then try to get this defender on the double move. So as Tre's watching over there, he just sees that this flash right here by the linebacker beats Javon Leak, so he has to take off. Now, you're facing a guy who has speed that a lot of people aren't used to, so he's just going to take it and get big yardage. So the ability for him to scramble when things break down, because sometimes it just isn't perfect. So he's trying to look over here. He's getting ready to throw the double move. And then I think he just doesn't trust that 20 is going to come to him. So he takes off. Just love him to leverage the ball a little bit. But there you go. Big yardage. Just protect yourself from that hit. Here you're going to get pressure from the Ticats. And what all quarterbacks have to have an understanding of, sometimes you're going to have to throw the ball accurately through cover zero. So this throws is a miss, and this is the problem with cover zero, and it's something quarterbacks have to overcome. One right there. 2, 3 receivers, 4, 5. You have 5 players covering in the back end, covering with nobody in the end zone. Why do people avoid the end zones here? Because they don't want to cover space and let the ball be caught in the end zone because it's a touchdown anyway. So put more people at the line of scrimmage. So here you're going to see that there's 7 people here, and I'll show you it from the end zone. Tre recognizes it immediately. What do they have for a pattern concept? Is a vertical with an out. This out is at 6 yards. It's going to be easy to complete versus the timing of the route allows the quarterback to throw it immediately and get the ball out of his hands. But here's what I want you to understand. That player is coming full speed at the quarterback trying to hit him, and he's trying to catch a snap and throw it accurately. Not an easy thing. He just kind of hesitates there. I think he's better if he just takes the shot. You can see it here from this angle now, from the coach's angle. So let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. And you're just in a position where you can't block them all. How are they going to handle it? You're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the free player, 24, is going to be, that's fine. Tre wants to be able to see how fast he comes. So usually in a blitz situation, you protect away from where he's looking. You always try to set that up if you can. When in doubt, you'd always like to see the rusher coming to your face, because if you can't see him, you're going to take a shot as you throw it. So that's one of the things you try to protect the quarterback with. And again, he's just got to understand this and work on throwing this accurately. Not an easy thing, though. Another blitz look. This time Tre hits Curly Gittens Jr. in the back of the end zone, throws the ball immediately. Curly high points the ball, does his best to high point the ball. All right, again, when you are in a zero mode, remember, zero, nobody in the middle of the field. You're going to play inside leverage, inside leverage, inside leverage, and that's going to open you up to getting beat in a number of ways. One is outbreaking routes. But the second is an angle at the player and then just going deep. You're going to have outside position. So a lot of teams run what's called slot fade. So where this guy's going to have a waggle and then he's just going to beat him and then just run by him, and the quarterback can spot the ball on the outside. You're going to see slot fade over here. And you take this player underneath because you forced a corner down on both of these. And now there's all this space that the quarterback can spot the ball. And that's the beauty of slot fade. And now in the CFL, slot fade has a waggle. So you can really run by this player sitting in press. You should be able to get behind him. Tre sees that really early that, hey, we're in press right here. I'm going to give Curley a chance out here for the nice touchdown. And you can see that throw there with all the space, and you just got to spot it to him. See it from this angle. You can see it really where he has to protect, because the easiest throw is on the inside. You can see how far inside he is. He's in a little bit, and you can see him defending his inside. So now he's going to be susceptible to that throw right there. And some teams teach this. Again, we don't have to have you right here. You can just run, instead of running a corner route, so teams run corner routes in our league where they go like this. Just think a slot fade as we're going to throw you in the same spot as a corner route. We're going to keep him underneath, and you just fade away, and we'll throw you the ball somewhere out there. And that's what happens. Nice throw. Nice touchdown. So this one right here is crazy. Protection breaks down. He makes two people avoid. Here's a third person makes a void, and he throws the ball across his body to Javon Leake wide open. This is the beauty of what Tre can do. Last year in the Canadian Football League, they were one of the most accurate deep ball passers in the CFL, and they had a ton of explosive pass plays. Why? Because stuff like this happens. The protection will break down, he will scramble, and somebody will lose their receiver, and somebody's going to be wide open. So you can see it from this angle. Casey Sales can't wrap him up as he goes running around. He makes another avoid. Now he's just finding somebody to just spot the ball to make a big play. How does that happen? Let's just watch the backside of this play. So, okay, I want you to key Wilson. Don't worry about what Tre Ford's doing. Wilson is man-to-man on Javon Leake. Keep an eye on Wilson. He's got him. Okay, protection's breaking down. Wilson's still watching. Now Tre starts to scramble. Wilson now starts to go take Tre. Javon Leake starts to go into scramble mode. Javon Leake's just mirroring him and saying, hey, I'm open. He's going to run to the sideline. He's going to not follow the same colored jersey. He's going to be working upfield. And now there's nobody to cover him. So the beauty of when Tre makes things happen with his legs is protection breaks down, and then he can just throw it to a spot. Doesn't have to be overly accurate. It's very accurate here, but he can just give a chance to a guy by throwing it to a space. Really good, really amazing football play. And some of the things we're going to see from Tre the more he gets opportunities like this.